Hello and welcome back. MC1 Gamer here, bringing you a product review. This is Skweeky Tavurn CT mats. These are cartoon terrain mats. They're kind of cartoonish in their in the aesthetic, in the design, in the features that are on there. But they're really nice and great colors. And there's particular idea that they were built around is having these multiple tile sections with like 2x2 sections, which allow you to kind of customize them in various different designs. So, for example, I have this in a pattern where it's kind of like a lake pattern where you can see, various different features around there. And this is a 4x4 tile, a 4x4 section. But I can easily move this to a 6x4 section. You can see that I have some other scatter terrain shown there. And these particular scatter terrain pieces are not needed because there's a lot of features that you can see on the table that are really impressive. You can see these lava tubes. There's like the bones of a dead dragon, various different types of fungus and other flora features, and then the lake and water features. And you can rearrange this and reorganize it as you wish to various different types of formations, which I think is awesome. This is the kind of thing that you can use, I think, primarily for role-playing games, but also for skirmish wargaming. I don't think it'll work as well for maybe a large table game like a 6x4 or 6x8 table, which is typically what you'd see in like a wargaming, like Bolt Action or Warhammer. And that's the reason is because, I think it's better to have those larger sections as one mat, which I would hope that these guys would actually give as an option. But for skirmish games, you're going to use these 2x2 sections or even 4x4 sections. I know that they're offering them in smaller sections that are singular, which are 30-inch by 45-inch, which is great because that's going to be something that's a little bit more appropriate for some of the smaller skirmish games, some of the games like Age of Sigmar Skirmish that's coming out, and a variety of other games, Malifaux as well as others, which are going to be in smaller surfaces. But it's nice, and they're going to have them as singular mats and as segmented mats in 15 by 15-inch segments. This is great for storage. This is great for transport. And if you have all these great features, you don't need to have all these terrain pieces to bring along or to store if you don't want to. Now, these things actually enhance it, in my opinion. There's ways to make these boards look even better. If I want to have like a piece in the middle, like put this island piece right there and have that as a feature in the game, I think that actually is just a nice option if you wish, if that's something you want to do, but you don't need to. Now, the Skweeky Tavurn is putting these out as a flexible option if you wanted to be like, I think this is better for role-playing games, so that if, for instance, if you have just, for instance, just an encounter or a series of encounters that maybe just in this particular setting, you could add another tile as you expand, further into the adventure or a campaign setting here and then further there. And you don't have to have, for instance, but this could be a whole session just in this one area. This could be the base of a volcano with the black ash. This could be an underground cavern with an underground lake. And you could just use this as a fantastic setting for role-playing purposes. Now, I do want to say that I think there's some options I think that they should add into what they're already providing. I'd love to see these sections, again, sold as 4x4 solids or 6x4 solids. But as they are, I think that they're great, and I think they're better suited for RPGing over tabletop wargaming. But again, tabletop wargaming is a fantastic option. I think that's completely viable with these. I think also it would be nice to have some grid patterns as options. So if you wanted to have a hex or a square grid instead of just the way it looks right now, I think that would be excellent, and I think that would be nice if they added that in, and I doubt if that would be too hard for them to do. I'd also like to see them add maybe some of these awesome features as scatter terrain cutouts in neoprene, put them on the table, and add stuff to them. Now, this is not going to fit this setting, but I did this, for instance, with a frontline gaming mat, a swamp mat, and I cut these pieces out and I put them on the board, and I use them mostly for my Sylvaneth army in Age of Sigmar, but these could be just forest scatter that you can put onto a board in a different setting than what you see here. But imagine this being rocky features, or maybe even this volcanic feature that you see here, or this dragon bones, or some flora in different types, underground mushrooms and phosphorescent stuff that you can put down on the mats, and you can store these much easier than you would these plastic and resin kits. So the idea of an easily storable and transportable system that is very flexible, it would fit really well with them. Now, this material is perfect. It's perfect for storage. It's perfect for rolling up and putting away. It comes out. You can see some of these wavy patterns from the cabling that I wrapped around it when I rolled these all up. But that stuff goes away very quickly. You smooth it out. You roll it back up. It comes back. Those things pretty much disappear. It's very, very. This is very durable material. It's water resistant in many cases. I don't know if this particularly is, but all the neoprene mats that I have are. It's got this great grip here. Dice roll on it in a phenomenal way. It feels good. Anything that sits on it just seems to have this nice smooth feel. It has a little bit of friction and grip to it. These are great materials for any kind of gaming mats, and I think these are phenomenal. I would definitely recommend them. I could see some additional features and options that I would like to see them add in, but this is a young company. They're testing these products out. They're getting feedback from people like me, and if you have options or things that you want to think about, go and contact them, and I'm sure that they'll take it in consideration. I mean, the marketplace dictates where these things evolve to, and I think they have a really great start. I could see this as a great addition to a gaming club, or even as an individual. If you're if you're a war gamer who also RPGs, I can totally see using these in some of the tabletop RPGs that I play, but absolutely I plan on using these for some of the skirmish games that I'm going to be playing. So I definitely see picking up a couple of these in different settings. It could be desert settings, forest settings, ruins in a citadel, but each of these tiles can have different themes that tie into multiple things, so you can rearrange them. So the advantage of using this type of system over, say, just a static 6x4 is that you could mix and match. So again, while I like to see the idea of them having an added option for those in the marketplace that want this for larger boards, there is a great option for this when you have these smaller tiles and you can mix and match. I would highly recommend that you not just roll these up unless you have a bag for them. After a while, you get this whole 6x6 section, and it gets pretty thick. It's like, it's big. It's about twice as thick as my fist when I roll all 6 of these up, and it's not as much uniform. So I think it's better when these are like flat. You just maybe you roll them up into onto their side, and then you stick them in a duffel bag or a backpack, and you could put them in with your books. They'll actually keep your books safer. If you have any your rule manuals or campaign manuals or anything else that you're using, these are really flexible to be able to utilize like that. So the transport for them, and they're not going to really crease or get bent out of formation. Certainly not for very long. Look, the aesthetic of these things kind of sticking up, you're going to see that a lot of game boards are built that way. A lot of 2x2 sections where you see the seams. So that if that's not a problem for you, these shouldn't be either if you're looking at it from a wargaming perspective. From a role-playing perspective, you're not going to care about that either, because these things are going to be rolled out in sections in the same way as you unveil segments of a dungeon or a landscape for it. So, there's a lot. There's a lot that you can do here. I really highly recommend it. Check them out. It's DA Skweeky Tavurn. They're CT mats, cartoon terrain mats. I'm going to go check out more of these, and I highly recommend them. You'll see them on some of the future reports that I do, and maybe some demos. I'm going to be using them locally. And if you have any questions, certainly contact them. You certainly can contact me as well, and the link will be down below. Have a great day, everybody.